Hello, everyone who chose group number 1, the Three of Cups. Welcome to your reading. As a reminder, this is a tarot card session, immersive experience in 360 during a thunderstorm in Banff National Park at Central Park in Treaty 7 territory, the traditional lands of the Blackfoot Confederacy, the Stoney Nakoda, I.MAGI.NATION nations, and Region 3 Métis Nation of Alberta. I have brought some stones today, not for energetically charging cards or anything, but in case it gets really windy to make sure my cards don't fly away. So I'm going to put Three of Cups right here, and hopefully it don't fly away anywhere. So, a couple of housekeeping notes. I consider myself to be an R-rated reader, and what that means is that we can talk about dark subject matter, explicit subject matter, sexual subject matter, and it's very likely that I will swear. So if any of those offend your sensibilities, this is your opportunity to exit the video right now. The second bit of housekeeping notes is that this is a general reading. It may not resonate for everyone. If it does, please take time to consider the messages for yourself and know that you have free will and you have your own choices to take this with a grain of salt. If it doesn't resonate with you, you can hang out and watch this amazing thunderstorm and listen to some hot gossip. Let it be entertaining for you. Elsewise, I hope you enjoy the environment. But with that being said, let's get into the reading. So we're looking today with my Vampire Tarot. I've decided that we're going to be a little moody because it's an energy intense time with a thunderstorm, and hopefully I haven't completely lost it. It was very intense and hailing just before I arrived here as I was running through the streets. So let's find out for group 1 with Three of Cups, what is the information that group 1 needs to know? Apparently a lot. We have Innocence, the Fool. We have the Three of Cups again, so this is very important. We have the Nine of Swords reversed. That's very lovely energy. And we have Abstinence, the Hangman reversed. Well. It sounds like, right off the cusp here, group number 1, that you're going to be having yourselves a good time. Let's add some stones in case these things need to fly away. So, what do I see so far, group number 1? Innocence, the Fool. This is a timeless tarot card reading, but if you felt like you've been hermited or restricted or not allowed to go anywhere or do anything during this time and period in your life, you're about to undertake a new beginning. So that could be moving somewhere, it could be doing a new job, it could be just the fact that things in your life have changed and now you're able to go out and socialize more, or you're coming out of your shell or coming out of your depression, and so you're starting a new path. This new path heavily involves celebrating with other people with the Three of Cups, and the Three of Cups is the designator of your reading. So I think the message for group number 1 is really about socializing. Now I know not everyone's into socializing, so it may just be with a select few key people, or it may be with your key people through online groups. However it is that you socialize, for other people it could be with like large groups of people. But this is definitely celebration with others. Happiness, joy. Nine of Swords reversed is finally coming out of a period of releasing anxiety. So perhaps things are, if it's, for example, the pandemic, maybe you're not having issues or anxieties about illnesses because of people being vaccinated, etc. You're being able to release fears. You're going out life joyfully and celebrating with other people. Now that's just the pandemic specific example. Again, this could be at any time period. So whatever it is that's been bothering you, that held you back, that prevented you from moving forward onto a new path is ending. Your fears are being released, and you're getting together with other people because they recognize that transition as well and want to celebrate with you. With abstinence and the Hangman reverse, I mean particularly for the whole Three of Cups thing, I will give you the warning of obviously be careful with how much you consume and also what you consume. But to each their own, and you can make your own decisions. But as you can see with this one, the guy is on the floor and had, drank obviously blood because it was a vampire. But this could be a big sign of intoxication and severe intoxication. You might overdo it because you're trying to make up for all the time that you didn't get to celebrate or party or felt stuck. So just be careful. You don't want to get alcohol poisoning or something. And also, in illegal substances, there's things like fentanyl, etc. But again, y'all get to make your own choices in life, all right? So I'm not saying that you don't have to, that you can't imbibe, but I'm just giving a message of warning. So part of it with the Hangman reverse is, yes, that this is moving forward after a period of being stuck. You're going to be celebrating. You may indulge far too much because this was something that really weighed heavily on you. Let's find out what else, and then we'll get some clarification. Anything else? We've got the Knight of Pentacles reverse. We've got the Moon reversed, or the Memory. And we've got the Queen of Cups and the Truth reversed, the Sun reversed. Under the deck, the Four of Swords reversed. So yes, it is time. It is absolutely time for action, for things to be moving, for things to be coming out of, hibernation, shall we say. Rest and relaxation has happened. Whatever it has been in your life that this period, even if it wasn't exactly restful for you, if it was more of a painful experience, that time of having to be within and internal explorations of the issue are wrapping up. With the Knight of Pentacles reversed, this is probably something that's been a very long time coming. This isn't just something that you would call like a one-off instance that, I had something happen to me today and it really made me feel shitty. This is something that's prevailed, that's had staying power, a long, drawn-out experience in troubles moving forward, I should say. It's been quite tied up with the Memory. I definitely see from this particular deck about thoughts and beliefs and memory, but also our perceptions are also illusions, right? Because how we see something may not be how someone else sees something, and so we may be creating narratives and another person may be creating different narratives, and all of those realities are true for each person experiencing them, but none of them are inherently true, and therefore they're all illusionary. So, and this is a major arcana, so it's been a big thing. It can also be about dynamics with other people. It could be a past relationship. It could have been discovering something going on behind the scenes, having that come to light, or it could be repressed memories, stuff that you haven't addressed, that you kind of pushed down from the past that resurfaced and that you've been progressively working on. With the Queen of Cups, it definitely talks about this being tied up deeply with emotions. So it could have been a very intensive depressive episode, for example. It is about a lot of healing too, nurturing of yourself, because long time heavy burdens from within the mind affect the heart. And releasing these anxieties, transmuting them, processing them, bringing them up and letting them go are what gives you a lighter heart and a happier disposition. With the truth reversed, the star, and the abstinence and the hangman, it's not ultimate perfection because there is no ultimate perfection. And it's important to make space to hold that, right? To realize that and to embrace that instead of being like, well, I'm not happy yet because I still have these things come up every now and again. No, this is just embracing who you are to empower yourself instead of letting it be a weakness. The other thing about the Sun card reverse paired with abstinence, trucks, is again that vitality. If you're over imbibing, if you're like getting really intoxicated in self, you can create some health issues or you can get sick. So again, give a warning for that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't have fun. Just be mindful and take care of yourself. So all of this just sounds pretty good overall. Sounds like a lot of work has been happening. That a big time period in your life has been shifting in for the better. So we're gonna see if there's any extra messages, but I feel like it's pretty straightforward. And this could just be a validation of your experience in case you've gotten stuck up into your head being like, I don't know, am I doing all right with this? I can't really tell. Sometimes having it reflected back to you by a complete stranger, lightning, is the way to go. Let's see. Probably the camera didn't catch that, but I will look at that later. What else, or give clarity or guidance for group 1? Okay, we have the 6 of Wands reversed. So there's been issues with feeling unsuccessful. This may be why you're coming to this reading, to be able to hear that, yes, it's actually been taking root. The work that you've been doing that you feel like is unsuccessful has been happening. It just doesn't seem as evident, and I'm here to reflect that back to you so that you can embrace it, feel more confident, and start to be more open to these changes. We've got the Sun card reversed again. So again, I think I want to reiterate, perfection is something that limits us, chasing perfection, okay? If we think that we need to be happy, perfect, light, and love beings all the time, is in itself a detrimental mindset because it's not realistic and it rejects so much of the spectrum of who we are as beings, okay? I'm not even going to say human beings because all beings have their other sides, their expressions of sadness, fear. It's all natural and it's all part of us and it's all there to serve us for our benefit as well. It's just my philosophy. So make space to be okay for being not okay, but never wanting to stay perfectly one way because life is flux, life is flow. Even death is flux and flow. Anyway, it was a side tangent. What else? Justice reversed. Again, that's exactly what I was just talking about. Swaying, flow, one side to the other. Darkness, light. We live in a world in form where we have to experience things in a dualistic perspective, and dualism meaning myself, others. There is separation that we perceive, and therefore there's always me and something else. There's always opposition, all that kind of stuff. So unless we literally are formless and all unified and experience that, which then would totally mean that we don't live in this actual reality and would just be, you know, the infinite void of possibilities. We have to experience duality and all that it brings with us, and to us, I should say. And I think that is the beauty, and a really good reason for us to be doing it during a thunderstorm. You know, some people for sure may not like thunderstorms. I think they're extremely powerful and beautiful. dark skies, moodiness, rain, cold, all things that people might think would be unpleasant. But I love them. And I hope you're enjoying this environment too. And thunderstorms are needed in our lives. Lastly, Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords here is just, I don't know, kind of embracing your inner Spock. And by that I mean, you know, we have our feelings, and we have our passions, and we have our mind. And all of that manifests into the earthly plane, into our mundane reality. But cultivating the mind, holding mindfulness and awareness is part of the work that you've been doing. You may not see it manifest right away, but it's happening and it's expressing, and you're doing really well with it. So you may be noticing that you get caught in mental spirals, that you may just be like, I'm going to tell myself this narrative of how I'm so not worthy and people don't like me and all this kind of stuff because I'm super stressed out over something, whatever it is. And all of that comes from a place of insecurity and stuff that you tell yourself. No one has come up to you and said, I don't like you, right? It's our own thought patternings. And so I point this out as something quite specific, that doing the work, it's not like I must beat my mind into submission and never think these things, but it's to hold the awareness, to find that middle space of the sway, of like, when dark times come up, I can hold awareness and recognize it, and I can work with it. Just as when positive times come up, I can embrace it and enjoy it and not be stressed out that I'm going to lose it, because we are always in flow. So group number 1, that's the reading for today from Central Park and Banff National Park on Treaty 7 territory. It wasn't as thundery as it was when I was running down here, but I hope you enjoy this environment. I'm going to put away my cards and get ready for the next group, but you can sit here and look around and enjoy the scenery. I don't know if you can see Rundle and the epic clouds and the extremely swollen river behind you.